everyone. Welcome to Three Corners of Horror here live on Horror Fiend TV. As you can see, we have a full house, and it is January 16th, 2025, and this is episode 159. And I prayed because I don't know how we're going to do this, but we're going to be talking two different movies, but hopefully we will get through this because it's going to be the first time we're doing it. Plus, we're doing the live thing now. So it's a whole lot JR was trying to throw on me at once. But let me introduce to you the panel. And you know what? Normally it is ladies first. But this guy has been busy promoting his book. He has not had time for us, which I totally understand. So, Radar, welcome back. We have missed you, brother.
Hey, how goes it, guys? How are the holidays?
Eh.
I
feel like
Radar mixed reaction.
with us recently. I feel like it was recent, but maybe that was last year.
Nah, it's been a bit. Radar's been.
It was last year.
Yeah, it was last year, technically speaking. And of course, our fourth corner, Lexi. How are you doing tonight, hon?
I'm doing good. A lot better. I think the last time I was absolutely dog shit sick. So
Yeah,
I'm feeling a lot better. My voice is vocal and loud this time.
we work on Monday. Don't be bringing me no shit, because I
Hell no, I'm good.
And of course, my brother JR, the villain, was good.
That's gonna be an interesting one. Remake of a film, another international film that's been remade. You know how that goes with me, so we'll see how this goes.
And of course, my beer brother. Dude, we're only at the halfway point now, so it's just 15 more days. 15 more days. So this is fucking water. But
brother, let me tell you something,
brother.
man. I ran out of beer and I forgot to get some. I had some 8% fucking alcohol in the fucking fridge. I don't drink that. That's reserved for other people that come by and they want something a bit different. So I might get a little toasty. But we all cheer for big bottles of beer. Thank you for joining us on this Horror Fiend TV, Three Corners of Horror live stream. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Personally, water for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be water. I'm doing a whole.
I'm the only alcoholic here tonight, so.
No, it's that dry January, and I don't.
He's going for the squad.
Right.
It's not completely dry, so we'll just put it that way. At least not in the liquid sense. But so tonight we are going to be discussing Speak No Evil. It's gonna be towards the end. We're actually doing the verses here. I'm gonna ask these guys a couple questions. I kind of nitpick little sections from each one, so then that way it kind of leads us to this verses, because not that I'm trying to manipulate the conversation, but I just might be. So for the first one, it is released in 2022, and it was directed by Christian Taftrup, written by Christian Taftrup and Mads Taftrup, starring Morten.
Hey Joe, real quick before I don't want to interrupt you, but your mic, you need to adjust it somehow. I don't know.
Oh, am I too far?
Is it
too
on?
loud or too low?
It just sounds like it's coming from your camera for some reason. It's not terrible though, so if you can't, don't worry about it. Don't stop if it's gonna be a problem.
No, of course it's not. No, it says Logitech. Wait.
No, we'll just turn the
Edit
gain
that
down.
out.
Or something.
Mike. Oh wait.
That's alright. We're live. That's what happens. My OCD kills me, man. I try not to say nothing, but it's
Instead of editing it out, everyone just ignore the last 2 minutes.
Don't worry about it, Joe. Just continue. Never mind.
Is it better now?
It's better. Yes. There you go. Thank you.
Oh wait, there we go. Yeah.
Now you sound like Joe. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, well, should have said something when we were talking sooner before we went live.
I don't want to interrupt you. No, I was.
Anyway, so the movie stars Morten Burian as Bjorn, Sidel CM Koch as Louise, Veja Van Hoet as Patrick, and Karina Smulders as Karen. That last one was just so much easier to say. In the original one, Danish couple. I don't know how to say that one right either. In the original, a Danish couple, Bjorn and Louise, they head to Italy with their daughter Agnes, and it's there that they meet Dutch couple, Patrick, Karen, and their son, Ant. As the couples bond on this vacation, everything's all good, and then, of course, you get the invitation from Patrick for them to come out. Once they do, everything seems fine, but then shit starts going downhill kind of quick. So the first thing I'm going to ask is, what was it that you found to be unsettling or worrisome about Patrick and Karen? And since he hadn't been in a while, I'm going to Radar first.
Ooh. All right. So I feel like, I feel like the true moment, and I remember this for me, was during the movie where like they wake, I forget, I think it's the main wife wakes up in the middle of the night and kind of turns over towards that window, and Patrick's just like staring at her through it and just looking like a creepy motherfucker. And then it's just poop. Okay, we're good now. And that's the moment that I went, yeah, okay, there's definitely something wrong here. And they're starting to amp up to whatever the hell they want to do, which bit of a doozy if you've never seen it.
Oh yeah.
Going blind. Brick in the comments, going blind.
All right.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I was gonna hit up some comments, but guys, let's go through the panel first, and then we'll do that, guys.
All right. What about you, JR? What'd you find unsettling or disturbing about this duo?
Listen, the minute you're like are standing outside, you know.
GR, your mic is like that too, man. I'm sorry.
Damn it, bro. All right, I'm gonna talk like this the whole thing. So.
Oh, you know what? Never mind, bro. Never mind. I'm just want to make the stream be good. If you guys don't, fine, good.
Hey, by the way, the background's still listening. Never mind. So, anyways,
Hey, feel free to make one.
So, anyways, damn, man, you took my train of thought. All right, come back to me.
I will. Lexi, I'll go to you next.
For me, I felt I related to Luis a lot as a mother. I would be roundhousing everybody's ass in there. There was moments where I also wanted to I was annoyed with Luis because like the part where they're in the car and she's like, turn the music down. Like that's kind of overreacting. I mean, I get it, it's loud and whatever, but yeah, I think the moment for me was when probably tad earlier, but the biggest moment for me was when she finds the daughter in bed with them and they're naked. I would have fucking murdered them right then and there. You're gonna have my kid in your bed, butt ass naked. That ain't happening. Too. Not in. Yes, yeah. It ain't happening. I don't. That does not fly with me. I don't fuck with that. And I would have beaten both of their asses. But yeah that's where it went downhill for me.
I would have woken them up. What about you, Ray?
I think what was the most unsettling about these two characters is honestly they really weren't doing anything or giving off creepy vibes at first. They were more normal. They were doing weird shit, obnoxious shit, inconsiderate shit. But we all know people that do that. So when the movie takes its turn near the climax, it's like a complete light switch on and off. And the fact that it slowly built to that, that's what I really loved about it, because they felt like regular people. But again, they were doing some weird stuff. And what I liked about it too is when they were confronted about it, their reasoning behind everything made sense in a way. You know what I mean? Like, Louise's character, not for nothing, but she was a little annoying, you know? So, like, come on. You know, they're talking about when the music's loud. Yeah, you should be more worried about the drinking and driving than the music. You know what I mean?
Some very reckless driving.
It's a conversation we all been to. We've been with people that's been inebriated like that. We've been with people that were making us feel uncomfortable, but we never got like creepy murder vibes out of that. It's just that's people. That's just how they are. They're not around other people usually, so they don't know how their actions and what they say could be a little bit, offensive or borderline, inappropriate. That's normal everyday behavior when you're around strangers, which, let's be honest, they were really strangers hooking up with each other. They even mentioned it in the movie. So that's what's most unsettling to me is how realistic our two antagonists felt in this film. They could fool anybody, you know? I wouldn't go over there if I got invited. Again, I don't know these motherfuckers.
No.
You know what I mean?
I would have.
Joe falling for it.
Yeah. What about you, JR?
All right. So the red flag in the film was the minute Bjorn standing outside with his "I can't get the right team because I'm pale as hell" chest, looking over the porch and stuff, and there's basically Patrick watching him in between that, it was like almost like a doorway there when he's looking outside. I mean, I'm sorry. The minute somebody's staring at you while you're standing there half naked and stuff, and then later on you want to go somewhere away with this dude. I mean, that's just right off the bat. That's a red flag to me.
Right.
And the minute he did that, I mean, come on, dude. And the fact that what I liked about now, here's the thing. Actually, Patrick and Karina are married in real life, so it's kind of cool seeing a married couple.
The actors,
yes, they're married. They've been married since 2015. They have one child together.
That's pretty cool.
Does the child have a cut tongue?
No, actually, 2 tongues. Got the split tongue.
This is makeable.
No, but I think what was good about the Patrick and Korean characters that they felt genuine, and the fact that every time they spoke to, like, when Patrick would talk to Bjorn, is always trying to lift him up. I mean, what's the first thing he said when he, oh, you found the rabbit, you're a hero. And all of a sudden, Bjorn is like on cloud 9 and stuff because this guy called him a hero because obviously his wife didn't see him that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
The fact that the Louise character, and I know we're talking about Patrick Karina, but the Louise character in this film was basically I'm gonna say typical. She was just an overcaring mother.
Helicopter.
Huh?
Yeah.
Helicopter
mother.
You're gonna have to elaborate. I don't know what the hell you.
Yeah.
Like
helicopter mother.
Overbearing.
Everything. Watches over everything.
Overbearing.
That's what a helicopter.
I learned something. Thank you, brother.
Propeller.
That's me.
So yeah, it's like the fact that her character was like that, and the fact that Bjorn was miserable in the marriage, and he saw the way Patrick and Corinne were, he kind of liked that too. So I think the fact that the fact that they were so genuine, so realistic, and he felt like he wasn't in a realistic relationship, kind of made Patrick and Karen stand out even more as better characters and great villains.
For me, when he tried to feed her the meat when she said she's a vegetarian,
I was waiting for that to come in.
That's when I knew shit was gonna go downhill for them. Because obviously the both movies have 2 different endings, so we're only going to discuss the ending for 2022. So, and I mean, if you want to throw some stuff in, but I know when everybody's going to do the verses at the end, they're going to be mentioning some other stuff. So, what I just actually want to know, after the reveal, the end to this movie, like, what'd you feel when you saw it? Obviously, did you like it? Did you love it? Think about that for a second, and Rick's going to go to the comments for a couple minutes.
All right. Let's go. Selena, what up? What's up, my Horror Fiend TV fan? What's up, Selena V? And Brian Sanchez. What's up, everybody from Albuquerque, New Mexico? I enjoy Speak No Evil 2024. I got it a 10/10.
Wow.
Whenever they go Albuquerque, I always think of Breaking Bad. That's where it took place in, right?
Yeah, Albuquerque, yeah.
It was. Brian, once again. What's up, everybody from Albuquerque? I did enjoy. Okay, I guess he wrote it twice, but thank you, sir. Appreciate that, Brian. Thanks for coming. My man, Brick Artemis. What's up, guys?
Boom.
Brick. And I still haven't seen Speak No Evil. Yeah, man. There's 2 of them. Watch them both. They both deliver 2 different. Well, I don't want it. We'll get into that, but watch them both.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
2022 is the first one.
Yep.
And we got Brian again. Oh yes, rest in peace, David Lynch. We lost David Lynch today, unfortunately.
Yep.
We lost Bob Uecker as well. So if you're, if you're in sports,
man. Not a good day,
man. Not a good day. I'm into, I'm into baseball as well. So all my feeds there's nothing but David Lynch and Bucher over and over, man. So
I knew him from Mr. Belvedere, so
yeah, Major League, bro. Come on.
And that one too.
Rest in peace, yes, sir. And the movie canon, rest in peace as well. Thank you for leaving the comment there. So all right, go for it, Joe.
All right, so again, the final act in the 2022, like, what did you feel from it? Loved it, hate it? Lexi, I'll go to you first.
I loved it, and I think I can explain my reasons better why once we get in deeper. But I literally watched it for the first time today, to be honest with you. I didn't know there was even a 2022, and I was really confused on why they remade it so quickly, but now I understand why. But anyways, Yeah, I liked it because it was so gruesome, and because I watched it backwards. I'm not going to get into that. I would explain it better once we get further. But anyways, for the 2022 one, I liked it because it was different. It ended sad. It's one of those films that just ended with the bad ending. It goes on the list with The Mist and Mama and all those sad endings. And you want the good people to win, but not all the time that happens. And the way that the Agnes, gets hurt, and the way the parents die, it was just so gruesome, and it was fucked up how the parents died, like just the rock chunks coming at them, and the way they bruised up the body and just like dented them in. It was gruesome. I loved it, and yeah, I liked it for me.
What about you, Rick?
I loved the ending. I loved it. I think what this really, to me, what it showed when these two characters, and mind you, her name is Louise as well in this one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When Louise was in the
Nice.
back seat, still has no idea what the fuck's going on.
Oh man.
And my man Bjorn in the front seat is like fucking shitting his pants, bro. And she's saying, "Oh, we're gonna go home." She wants to be in her bed, and he's like, "Oh no, we ain't going back home." But he's so afraid, and what I like about it, he's not your typical hero. He's not trying to be the hero. He's scared for his life, bro. His family's life. He didn't try beating up my man who's driving the car. Not Patrick. It's Patrick, right?
Patrick.
Yeah, he was patting the other one. Patrick. I seen them back to back recently, so I'm getting the names confused. So he didn't even try to attempt. He looked at the keys at one point when he went to take a whiz. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Just grab the keys and just go. What you got to lose? You got nothing to lose by taking this chance.
Yeah,
He was weak. And that's what I did enjoy about it. It gave us a sense of characters that are not heroic. They're regular people, And then not only when they were stripped down naked, they were stripped of their humanity. They were stripped away from their own daughter.
Yeah.
Like that whole sequence was incredible to me. Like when Bjorn's driving and he sees the car abandoned on the street, and he knows, he never told his wife this, but he knows what that means. And that sense of like impending doom that's approaching, I love that. And the way you mentioned it, Lexi, they got stoned to death, a very barbaric way of dying. The Aborigines be doing this to people, you know what I'm saying? Like it's something that's done in a way you kill like an animal, so to speak, and the movie to go off on that note. And you mentioned the way the bruising would just appeared like in real time. It was brutal. It was sad, and you're thinking, okay, well, what's gonna happen now? And then the movie just slowly goes and starts again, the whole process. And you're like, oh man, and it leaves you just with a big gut punch.
How many murders of parents are there?
Oh man,
That's
I mean,
what
if
it
you
made me
look at the House of Horrors, man,
Pictures.
you'll see all the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it for me. Yeah, I loved it. It's so good. It's different. Again, like GR would say, it's a foreign film. Was it Danish, right? Dutch film?
Danish.
Yeah.
Danish. They got balls. We'll get into this a little later, but God bless the foreign market, man. Anyway, go for it.
JR?
Well, I might steal Joe's thunder on this one, because this movie probably has the second best line of reasoning by the killers.
Yes, thank you, brother.
Why are you doing this? Because you let us.
Yep.
That was such. Look at Joe. Joe was like, fuck, he stole my line. But yeah, I mean, that was such a great setup to what happens at the end. And this is where, I mean, I love international films. This is why I love international films. They're not afraid to let the villain win in the most brutal way possible.
Oh yeah.
Now, to top it off, think about the irony of the whole ending. Who was the one that made the phone call for Karen and Patrick to come? The wife, who always wanted to leave when they got there.
That's right.
That was the
I caught
ironic
that the
twist
second time
of
around.
the film. She made the phone call to Corinne to come pick them up because they were stranded. While homeboy is basically going around trying to find a way out, and the wife basically makes the fateful phone call
Yep.
that cost them their child. Now, as far as the ending goes, I'll be honest. The first thing I did when I watched it again was like, motherfuckers, run. Run. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you telling me go down a ditch and you ain't got no gun, your only weapon you got is scissors, my ass is running. I'm going to be flaying back and forth, freaking doing the elephant thing as I'm running my ass off. And listen, you called them. You stay behind.
I
'Cause
just got
nobody
that.
told you to call them.
Yeah.
I am running because they had no weapons. That's I think the thing that made the ending more impactful. That they willingly went down knowing what was going to happen to them
Yep.
regardless.
That's a good shot.
That's
Gio.
also my nitpick though, because I'm sorry. I
Because
don't
their
mean to interrupt.
daughter
Okay.
was gone.
Yeah,
Their
don't
daughter was
interrupt them.
taken away. Their daughter was taken away, so they had nothing left to live for. Remember, they weren't really happy in their marriage.
No, they
And
weren't.
the fact that at that moment where they knew what their fate was when they hugged and kissed. And that was it. Because who's the one that got hit first?
She did.
She did,
The wife.
the
Yeah.
wife. No.
But
once
that's
again,
my nitpick with them. If they were weak, and if it was me, I'm fighting everybody for my motherfucking daughter. That's like they just like gave up so easily, and that's the only thing that pissed me off. That was it. But yeah.
I think they
I
were
love
just
the
broken
ending.
down. They were broken down
Yeah, they were
mentally
done.
by that.
They
That was
lost
the whole
their
point.
daughter.
That was the whole point of that mental torture. Is by the time they're done, what else they're gonna do? They're gonna submit to him. I mean, they're so broken down mentally.
I would
you
show
know?
them crazy.
Yeah.
the daughter.
I'm showing them
was-
crazy.
The daughter was the string that held their marriage together. When they lost
Yeah.
the daughter, they had nothing else to live for. That's why they willingly went down to that ditch. Like I said, she would have got hit with the raw first. Sorry, you made the phone call. I'm running.
That's why it's called the villain.
Dun, dun, dun.
Radar.
You guys know me. I love a bleak ending, and this is why I love European horror, because it almost always delivers with a bleak ending. That's what this movie did, and it's perfect too. The perfect setup for the parents, because they are the definition of a cuck. Like Bjorn definitely feels like there's some major cuck energy coming, and he just rolled over on and just gave the villains whatever they wanted throughout the whole film. So it's just perfect that
Because
they
you let
end.
us.
Yep, because you let us, and they just end it going, okay, do it. And it's not like the death is not quick. It's so drawn out because like it's tough heaving huge ass rocks at someone,
Yeah.
so they miss a couple of times. They're not
Yeah.
they're not accurate with these things, so they're just laying there waiting for their death to come. It's brutal. Oh,
If
it's
you
so-
notice too, that's the same spot that Patrick took him when he started yelling and shit.
Yeah.
That's the same spot.
Which makes you wonder the reason he took him there is because nobody is going to hear you scream.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Gio. Yes.
Yep.
And, like,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, Bjorn is already like a loser anyways because he didn't have a job. He was unemployed, so he's already feeling just completely lame in every other aspect. So he's already been beaten down by life up to that point anyway. So yeah, it makes sense why he rolled over, and that's kind of the difference in like cultures too. Like just European, I'm sure it's like, yeah, this is you try to be polite and everything, and it just goes a little too far.
Yeah.
A little too far, but I love the ending.
It
It's
shows
one of
you
those,
not everyone's gonna be a hero, you know? It's
Yeah,
not-
yeah,
you know
and
what I'm
it's-
saying?
and I know I watched it with some friends, and they were just so mad about it. And that's fair. You can totally be mad at those parents. Definitely, I was. But the thing that I give the movie credit for was it just stuck in my head afterwards. And that's the like best thing a movie can do, regardless of the emotions you feel. If it's replaying in your head, it did its job. It got under your skin.
Joe, what was it I texted you, Joe, when I first saw this a few months back? I
That
was
this
like,
is gonna end up on movies that fuck me
I
up.
was like, bro, this fucked me up.
Well, and I mean, I myself, I like the ending, and generally, it's fight or flight. They chose fucked, so that's pretty much what their choice was on that one. All right,
Right.
before we go into 2024, if you want to catch up on the comments, real
Yeah,
quick,
yep, got you, brother. I got you. All right, we got P-Rockzilla. What up, fellas?
P-Rock.
Brick and movie canon. Yeah, that's right. What up, what up? They're saying what up to each other. P-Rock. I didn't even know this movie was a remake. Never saw the first one. This is where it gets confusing because the remake is 2024.
Same pre-rock.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
normally
know.
it's a foreign film, so they wanted to remake it for American audiences. That's why.
Mhm.
That's whenever
Yeah.
whenever there's a quick remake, a quick turnaround. That's usually what it is. People, yep. See, a lot of people, yeah. When I saw the trailer for the 2024 film with McGregor, I didn't know it was a remake until I got back home and people started saying, "Oh
yeah.
my God, you gotta check out the original too." So, all right, my thoughts, Gr. I said the same thing. That's in regards of the ending. Brick
Oh,
says
yeah.
you guys see the trailer for Until Dawn. Looks good, but it's definitely not the same as the game.
Mm,
Wait, what? Gr, you know what that is?
I don't.
I don't know. That's a video game.
Yeah, it's a video game with what is her name? Hayden Panettiere.
Ooh,
Yeah?
I love her.
Yeah. She was like,
She's in the game or in the movie?
she's in the game.
Nice.
I gotta check it out. No,
The game's pretty cool. It's hard to explain. Like, I'm not gonna do it. 'cause it'll take me 5 minutes on a live.
It's
but-
survival horror. That's all I need to know. Shooting. What is?
It's hard to explain. Hard to explain.
I know worries. The movie canon says P-Rock and a brick. LOL. Good to know I'm not in law. A lot of people. I mean, all of us here we didn't know
Yeah, I
that was an
didn't
original
know.
movie. At least not initial. Maybe I don't know. Radar. Maybe Radar.
I did.
Oh,
Joe and I did.
all right. Fuck. All right. Me and Lexi. Then we're the outliers.
International. I mean, international.
All right. Well, I said the same thing. All right, like Run for Your Life. The difference between the foreign version and the 2024 version. They fall for their daughter.
Yeah.
Facts.
But again, not everyone's gonna act that way. That's the difference. We'll touch on those. I love them
For
both,
sure.
but I had to choose. It'll be the 2024 version.
Ooh.
And damn, Professor X makes a creepy villain. Well, he was in Split, man. That's
Yeah.
when I first saw him as a villain. And I said the same thing.
Oh, really?
I was watching this, and I said, "Damn, McGregor, bro. When he wants to get fucking creepy, bro, that dude."
McAvoy.
I said
He's
McGregor
Mac-
twice.
Yeah.
McAvoy.
Oh, yeah. McAvoy.
Thank you, brother.
So now we'll get into
McGregor. I think Obi-Wan Kenobi.
now we'll get into 2024, and this one was directed by James Watkins, written by James Watkins and Christian Tapdrop. It stars Scoot
Oh, okay.
McNairy as Ben, Mackenzie Davis as Louise, James McAvoy as Patty, Aisling
McGregor if you want.
POC as Sierra, not McGregor. And in this one, the couple is actually Ben and Louise. They're an American couple who have moved to Europe for Ben's job. And they go on this vacation to Italy and they meet Patty, not Patrick, and Sierra and their son Ant, who again, this time around though, they get invited to their farmhouse in Devon, England. And as usual, things end up going the wrong way.
Whoops.
But for this one, I'm gonna ask why you thought that Ben and Louise were targeted, because again, I purposely chose questions a certain way. What I found with this one is that filled in a couple of things for you here. So, why do you think they were targeted, Jared? I'm gonna go to you first on this one.
They were targeted because of simple fact that in this one, Patty had this resentment towards what the perfect family is. So when they were when you first see Ben and Louise in this one, Ben, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben and Louise in this one, they seem at first like a happy couple until they sit down and you get that whole feeling where Louise is the successful one and Ben is basically still looking for a job or looking for a new beginning. So that opened them up for Patty to see, all right, this is not the perfect couple. This is the perfect target. Which later on in the film, what was it the guy told him? Why do you play with your food? Why do you play with your prey? And this is like towards the end of the movie.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. The chef guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole time Patty was playing with them. And the fact is, the difference between, I don't want to say it. Never mind. So Louise in this one was more the independent type woman in this one, where she was talking about her successes. It was always about her. At the same time, she opened up Ben's character to be more weakened. For example, that one scene where they're actually eating dinner and and Sierra's like, "Oh, we have sex every day." And then she goes, Louise
That scene
goes,
too.
"Oh, he's lucky if he only gets it once a month."
You threw my
Which-
man under the bus.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there like, but, and the fact that there was a lot of issues with their relationship that we see later on throughout the film, as it slowly breaks down, and every single breakdown of the film, who's around the corner, Patty. So this dude was overhearing everything, and which I like the fact that when they had the argument after the dinner scene, you didn't see him, but his presence was still there when he overheard the conversation, which you later find out in the film. So the fact that they picked a couple out of all of them that from the outside looking in, they looked like the perfect couple, the perfect family. But when they drew closer to them, they realized, all right, they're broken, they're easy prey. Let's get them. So I think that's why they were chosen, because they weren't honest as a couple.
All right, Mr. Radar.
I think also, like, to play into that honesty comes up later on. I think the reason that they got targeted first, though, was like perfect opening, right? With you've got the girl who's clinging, like their child is clinging onto something, her bunny rabbit. And you can kind of tell, like, oh, they're overbearing, but at the same time, they're not good parents. And I think that's like kind of the perfect opening to go, like, we can take that kiddo. We can take her, because these two will fold like a cheap deck of cards. And I bet that's what was going through Patty's mind while he was doing that. But like you said, JR, later on, he does resent definitely the wife for being fake. Because he calls out like, oh, I didn't know fish wasn't meat,
Oh, yeah.
going to eating stuff
Yeah.
and bringing it up. He definitely he calls her out several times for being fake and like posh and stuff like that. So definitely it gets there later on. But I think at the beginning, the child just seemed like the perfect target. Just she did, based on like her attachment to the stuffed animal, kind of her personality. And it kind of exposes the parents as not being very good at their job, like the best of parents. So I think that's why Patty was like, let's get him.
All right, Rick, my bro.
I think for me, I like, these are two different, JR and Radar just gave me two different scenarios where I wasn't even thinking about
Take
it.
that.
Because to me, the film starts right with the beginning when he looks for the chair, but it doesn't come into question for me as far as what the answer is to that question until the very end, when all this is happening and what's Patty doing? He's having her wire money into their account, and he said it too. We don't work. I don't believe in working. So, all right, how do they get by? They rob everybody. That's how they get by. See, that was what I thought. I thought they targeted people. Remember, they went to this I'm assuming it's pretty expensive, this resort. It was in Italy. So a lot of people that tend to go there, they got money to spend, so that's why they're there. Because they got the money because they steal it from everyone else. But look at the guy had a collection of all these fancy watches, that room full of all the wallets all over the place. And of course, they got people wiring the money before they off them. I'm thinking they just like killing people, taking their riches, and they get off on it. They're sick people, or at least he is. Because remember, she said, I don't know if she was right or not. I don't know. What do you guys think when she was like, oh, he took me when I was a child? Because they brought that up earlier saying their age difference. Yeah. So I don't know if she was maybe saying that to get, a false sense of security or not. But that's
I think she was telling the truth.
Yeah, that's my reasoning was, this motherfucker just wants to rob people. And in fact, they can't have kids. So they got this weird obsession with just taking the kid, and they got to constantly keep replacing this kid to keep getting families into their home. So that's, to keep it short and simple, that's what I looked at it as. The guy just likes tormenting people, and they just take, that's how they live. That's how they get around. They don't work. When he said no, I saw weed and the fucking moonshine or whatever the fuck that shit was. The guy was like, what the fuck? Nah, I'm fucking with you. Yeah, you do a lot worse than sell weed, motherfucker.
All right, Lexi.
I think JR and Radar pretty much hit it on the head and nailed it. But to dig more into the children, like even from 2022, Agnes and Aunt and Abel, and I don't remember the little girl's name in 2024.
Agnes.
But,
They're both
oh,
Agnes.
so it's both
They're both
Agnes.
Agnes.
Okay,
They
okay.
kept that the same.
Yeah, like they all, and just to kind of continue Radar's comment about how in the beginning the reaction of exposing the parents as weak and as not really all that great well-rounded parents, but also the child must be suffering some type of like psychological, because I believe the one in 2024 is 12 years old and she's still attached to like her bunny.
Very
And
weird.
yeah, and I get it. I mean, I do get it because, and I have to say this story. So when I saw this 2024 one, when I thought it was just its own original, I remember Brian and I going to the movie theater to see this, and they're in the car, the part where they're in the car, James McAvoy, the wife, and the child, and the child's just scratching at her skin and just like anxiety attacks. So she's obviously suffering some type, whatever family dynamic is going on between, because with on the verge of divorce and they fight and argue all the time. We don't know the background for real, but I'm sure there's been fighting, and the child suffers and hears all this, but she's like scratching her skin. We have to go back. And I remember looking at Brian and I just said, "Fuck that bunny, just keep going. You guys got out of the house, just keep going." And he's like, "Would you go back for Bun Bun? Bun Bun is my daughter's bunny, and my daughter's 15 and still has her bunny. And yes, hell yeah, I'm going back for Bun Bun. I love Bun Bun."
Wow, you got a visual
Now
representation.
you know how to get her.
And I was like, "How dare you throw
She's
that at me?
revealed
Yes,
her
I'm going back
weakness.
for Bun Bun." But
You have
but,
revealed
like,
your weakness.
That's okay. But I didn't even think about it that way. And he's like, "Would you get back for Bun?" Yes, bitch, I'm going back for Bun Bun. God damn it. But like, because it's an she's had it since she was born, like straight out of the hospital, and it has her name stitched into it. So it's like, it's sentimental. So I get it, damn it, Agnes. But I at first my first reaction was just like, keep running. Yeah. But yeah. I'm done.
So I'm going to kind of piggyback a little on Rick, because for me, when they were getting to know them, it was the minute that Ben said that he had lost his job, but they gave me a really good severance. I'm like, you just fucked yourself. Yeah. because they've been
that was
obviously
in there for
doing
a reason,
this.
Joe. You're right.
Yes.
That line was.
That was like that. This is it. These people are here from England. They have no family or friends here. I mean, usually killers try to go for people that nobody's gonna go searching for. Unhappy couple, nobody there. As he said, because you let us. It's because of all that shit that they ended up revealing. Now, I think it got personal, and then especially for Patty, which is why it got a little bit more probably crazier than what they've done before. Which meaning, playing with his food. But yeah, I think all along they're just this family that go along and just basically get the money transferred to them, and this is how they live this posh life.
Yeah, what if they were just there just to killing people for the love of it, or for just taking children? Why would they care about money? Like you don't see that. That has to be their motive.
Yeah.
But
As soon as the money runs out, they need to go now find another family, a rich family. And find a rich family who is not happy with a single child.
But the best part about that I still feel that, but them targeted specifically, like JR said though, when he was probing into them and he found out how easy they are to be manipulated because they do have problems, that is when they say, okay, we picked them out. These are the people. Absolutely. Let's invite them. Let's do it. So yeah.
Well, before we go to the comments, I'm going to give you guys the next question so you guys can think about it while Rick goes through them. So in this one, the big reveal came, obviously, when Aunt was showing Agnes the book, showing him who he is, and as you're watching that scene, because again, it was different. But as you're watching that scene, like, what did you feel Aunt basically like telling them this is what the fuck is going on? So think about that, Rick. What we got?
Well, we got a few here.
Got a couple.
Where'd it go? Oh, wait a minute. What the hell happened here? Brain fart. Hold on. Oh, my thing just moved up.
After Professor X.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh shit! All right, yeah, it had to go all the way. It went all the way up for some reason.
Oh.
McAvoy was perfect in this. He
Facts.
knows how to make a scene unsettling.
Straight.
Yeah. Oh man. He
You know why
Exactly
he was
why I
perfect
went
on-
saw it in the theaters.
You know why he was
love
perfect on it
Huge
though?
fan.
Yeah.
Because when Watkins wrote the script, all he thought was McAvoy. He didn't think nobody else but McAvoy for this role. So he wrote the script perfectly for McAvoy.
And McAvoy's one of those actors where if he has to, he got fucking ripped for this.
Oh
movie.
my
When he took
God.
his- dude was trash. That's Professor X.
Yeah,
He
there
got-
was no
But
reason for
didn't
him to
that
be
kind of
that
remind
jacked.
you of the Beast from Split?
Yeah, the Beast.
Yeah.
I thought of the Beast. Movie Canon is a big movie guy and horror. Good to see him here. Well, Movie Canon, thanks for
Welcome.
hopping along, man. We appreciate you spending some time with us. And Queen Masura. The only part that annoyed me was how they almost got away, but they had to go back for that damn bunny. Sorry, my kid would
Uh-oh.
have to
Yes.
learn to self-soothe that thing. That was before Lexi bought a bun.
Bun.
And Rose, oh, we know Rose. Hello, all. I
Hey.
had trouble connecting for some reason, but I'm here to see my baby girl. Hi, boo.
Hi, Mom. And Bun Bun says hi. God damn it.
But Bun says hi.
All right, Joe, go for it.
All right, actually, I'm going to you first, Rick.
Ooh.
Oh, all right, yeah.
sucker.
So, see, this is the difference. This is when it really hit me that these movies were gonna be different, not like a shot-for-shot remake, and it wasn't shot-for-shot, but it wasn't apples to oranges essentially. When they gave Abel in this movie a lot more time, right? And the other one, what was his name? Jesus Christ,
Ant?
Ant.
They're
No,
both
Ant was
Both
this
Ant.
one. Abel, yes, Abel's the original guy. Ant in this one was doing his best to try and communicate that he's in fucking trouble and they're in fucking trouble, And the other one, he was just more like, and didn't really do anything until he got offed. But in this movie, he was actually, when he brought her into that room and showed her all that stuff, I'm like, okay, this is a good change for me because I like that they're fleshing out these characters. Because when I saw the runtime for this movie, it was almost 2 hours. There are other movies like an hour and a half, give or take. I'm like, oh my god, how are they gonna? Are they gonna add all this filler? What the fuck? But now I know they added more exposition and wanted to give you more detail and a lot more backstory and a lot more of these moments in here to flesh things out, which is pretty cool. I still think it was long, unfortunately. That's just me. It's a nitpick, but yeah, I like that. I did like the fact that he was an actual character that had character development, and when he showed Agnes all these photos and he told her what had happened to him with cutting up the tongue, that was scary. And the fact that what is she gonna do, run up to her parents and, hey, oh my god, we gotta get out of here? No. And then she calls her mom over and then their dad eventually, and then they're like, listen, go out there, act normal, like nothing. But how can you? You're about to freaking get slaughtered. You're gonna become another
Right.
picture on his fucking wall there, or in his book rather. I like that. That's one change I did enjoy with the remake, and and when that scene came up, I'm like, okay, they're giving these characters something to do. They're just not there. I dig that. I don't like when characters are just there, with the exception of Abel and the original, because that was fucking tragic. But
Yeah.
and though I like that they took almost like me and Joe talked about Night of the Living Dead recently, how Barbara was useless in the first one, and in the remake, the Tom Savini one, they gave her so much more, meat on. Well, that don't sound right. They gave her a lot more to work with. They made her
Agency.
stronger. Yes, they made her a stronger character, and I think that's what they did here. They made you care about the character of Ant as opposed to Abel was just there, unfortunately for me in the first one, but in this one, yeah. I felt for that, and it was him that brought it to their attention. I like that, so that was pretty cool. And I didn't feel like I don't think it gave away too much. Normally, when movies try and give away too much when it's a remake, like Hell LLC, Hell House LLC, how we said how the remake or Jesus Christ, this is that fucking beer. How the sequel gave us too much of the story, and now we're not scared no more because now we know everything.
Right.
Here they did it in a way where it benefited the narrative.
All right, Lexi.
For me, oh my god, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Oh my
Are
god.
you drinking too? Are you
You
drinking?
told no.
I got
no,
my
I
excuse.
have a sparkling water. No,
When-
but
when
Where's Bun Bun?
when-
Bring him up.
When Ant was showing Agnes the truth, what did you feel when he was showing her the truth?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was because all the other questions were like so general, so I was
Ah, it's
thinking
okay,
like,
Lexi.
oh
We
shit,
just-
what was the general question?
We gotta give you credit.
Yeah. So, I mean, to play off of Rick, but I like that it was definitely different because, you know, as we saw in the first one, it was all over the wall. This one was more personable. It was like scrapbooked together, and you know, photo upon photo of each and every family. And like Rick said, they played with Ant a lot more than Abel. I did feel bad for Abel, you know, the way he was treated and mistreated, and then you know, the unfortunate ending for him. Whereas Ant was a lot stronger in his character, and he was able to communicate a lot better. He used his hands. He's like, they cut my fucking tongue, basically. And you know, and I did like the fact that they played it off to get the fuck out of there. They were trying to play it smooth because they were already upset from them sneaking out the first night, or after the first couple of nights. They snuck out. You didn't say bye. Like, you were just gonna leave without saying bye. And so they had to play that quietly to get the fuck out of there. I don't know if you want to talk about the ending yet, but I like the fact, I'm just gonna say it, that, you know, they take Abel on.
Where's the mute
Sorry.
button? Do we have the mute button on here? Is there a mute button around here? Damn it.
I won't say it then. I won't say
I
it.
gotta
I won't
figure
say
that
it.
out.
But
I
by the
won't
way,
say it, but I like the fact, again, like, I just like that there was differences, that they played it off, because for me, I felt like in 2022 they just didn't do enough for their child, whereas they did a lot in this film.
Doing
And
comparison.
they had, I know, I'm sorry. I was trying not to, but it's hard to explain without
I'll
saying
stop you.
things.
It's all good. It's all good. All right.
Just move on.
I am. Actually, JR, I'm going to go to you.
Well, when Watkins wanted to do this film, he actually called Christian, and Christian had told him that, listen, if you're gonna do this, make it your own. Make it different, but make it your own. And the ironic thing I gotta say about this real quick is McAvoy hasn't seen the 2022 one. He doesn't want to see it because if he sees it, he doesn't want to compare the movie. So this is
yeah.
so he doesn't even want to watch it.
That's
But
good.
I mean,
That's smart.
the way I see it is like I feel they had to do this because if they would have went the same route as the other one, which I'm not comparing, it would have it would have lost a little bit of esteem. I mean, the fact that you have the Ant character, who's the one that's trying to play the hero in this whole film, because you know Mr. Ben can't play a fucking hero either. I mean.
Who was that actor, by the way?
He was also in he was
I've
also
never
in
seen that guy before.
You
He's
actually
done a
watched
lot.
him. He was in Monster.
He blew up his legs in Batman versus Superman.
Yes. He was the
Blew
guy in the
up
wheelchair.
I don't remember that movie.
That's such an odd thing to
Yeah,
call
so
him out.
random, right? Like, what? I thought
He blew up his leg, and Superman hurt his leg in this one.
Yeah, when he said blew his leg, I was expecting
I mean,
like
I blew himself up.
some
But
crazy
he lost
movie.
his legs. He
Then
lost his
said
leg. and
Batman
blew
versus
himself up.
Superman.
Yeah, I was expecting some like I don't know, Academy Award drama or something. He lost his legs and he's a veteran, and you're like, no, Batman versus Superman.
It was a comic book. I figured he'd know it. Anyway,
He has to be pretty good at Monster if you want to watch Monster. But
Monster was good, yeah.
yeah, Monster was really good. But yeah, it's like I thought the comical thing was I was like, all right, so he opens this basically this door on the floor, and this dude has like a pawn shop downstairs because the way everything was set up was like a pawn shop. I'm like, fuck, I got a pawn. I mean, for somebody who's killing people, why would you have a pawn shop set up?
It did it like a shop. It did.
It did,
It
man.
did.
It was so perfectly
It
done.
did.
The wireless all over here. Oh, here's the phones if you need a phone.
Mad
Right
organized, dude.
here. Yeah, and then at
Right.
the end we're gonna have all the pictures in a.
You
basically
noticed when
album.
he noticed the watch was crooked and he whoop, put it
Yeah.
back.
OCD.
Me and Joe, trust me, I know I would notice that. I know Joe would too.
and I would have had the same room if I was a killer and it had collected shit from people, especially if I needed money and needed to pawn it.
No, but I think they had to do it with the character Ant and the fact that the whole time he's trying to give little clues and hints. Like they had that one scene where he wrote out everything. She was like, I can't read it. You know, Agnes, and then, you know, they're supposed to be playing with the eggs, and all of a sudden Sierra comes, hey, what are you guys doing? Because she had a feeling that he was trying, you know, he was giving her signals. But, you know, I like the way he did it because and I'll explain my other critique of it, but I feel like they had to do it to make it different, and they had to make the Ant character be one of the main heroes in this film, you know, which is crazy because, once again, the husband fucking sucks and got out heroed by the wife and the kid. But yeah, for me, I feel like they had to do it. I'll go a little deeper of, you know, my other critique of it, but yeah, they had to.
All right, Radar.
So Rick is gonna agree with this 100% because I know he has the same feeling I do about these. The trailer for the 2024 Speak No Evil movie was one of the worst fucking trailers I've ever seen in my life.
And I've seen it twice in a fucking
Gave
theater.
away too much.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. It has the whole kid Ant doing that, and it's like, well, that's the whole movie.
Yeah,
you gave away the whole movie. And so because of that trailer, because of that horrible trailer, I didn't want to watch the remake because I thought they had
Don't watch trailers no more, bro. Don't watch.
Don't do it. Well, I was in the theater. I had to.
Yeah, me too.
I was held hostage by the theater. But like, so I thought they had just completely Americanized it and made it dumb, which they did Americanize it, but you know, in a different way that is actually not nearly as bad as I thought it was. But the trailer I felt like they ruined it. They killed it. They took something beautiful and made it ugly. And so when it got to that scene, I was like, oh, okay, here it is. They blew their load. Morons. But then stuff started happening after that where, you know, they kind of were not gracefully, but pretty strategically chucks that ball a little bit closer and closer to the area and stuff like that. And then the mom has the brilliant idea of like, hey, you know, let's make it seem like our daughter just, you know, had her first period. And it's like all the stuff after that, I went, okay, well, you won me back. But in that moment, oof, I was pretty mad. I was pretty mad when they're in the Pawn Star shop and Ant's trying his damnedest to explain things to her. And it's just not quite getting through until a little picture pointing. But that's how I felt anyways in that moment, was just, gosh dang it. They Americanized it.
Yeah. The last picture of the album. You could just went to the last picture.
Yeah.
When I saw the original, I was waiting for the scene with the kid doing this. He didn't even do that. He just went, I'm like, bro, shut your mouth.
All right, so I have a couple bonus questions for you because it's basically to try to see how everybody's going to go to the end. Just answer which one. Which was better, 2022 or 2024? Rick, I'm going to you first.
It's subjective, but 2022 for this guy right here.
Lexi?
It was definitely 2022.
All right.
And that's hard to say because I love James McAvoy, but yeah.
JR?
2022.
All right. Radar?
2024 was way sexier because of James McAvoy, but it's 2022.
I thought you were gonna say Mackenzie Davis. My man said, "Jane, you know what? Give him his flowers, man. That dude was jacked, bro.
I'm sorry, man.
He's huge.
That dude was jacked.
If you're a dude, right, and you're about to jump in the water and fucking gets undressed, I'm not getting undressed. You just fucking shamed me. I'll wait in the car. I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna wait in the car, babe. You jump in because you like seeing dicks on text.
Yeah, the funny part about it, you know what? We didn't touch about it.
I had to say it.
Hold on, real quick.
Right.
It wasn't because of. It was because she received a dick pic. That's the whole point.
Well, they were sexting.
That was so 2024. That's awesome.
Yes.
So mine is 2022. So the other question I'm gonna ask, just yes or no. Should remakes use cast of unknown actors? JR, you first.
That's a tough one. I would say stick with unknown actors.
All right, Radar.
I would say, for the most part, stick with the unknown actors. But if you write a script specifically for an actor, that's all right, I guess.
Lexi?
No. Yep.
No, what?
You said yes or no, so I said no.
Oh, so, no.
I didn't know you wanted me to elaborate. You
No,
just
it
say,
should not.
say
It
yes
should
or
not
no.
use known actors. That's what she
It
said.
should, yeah, so, okay.
Yeah, no,
Unknown.
yeah, should not. Sorry.
All right. Rick?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to pigeonhole it. I think no. I would say yes. Open it up because then we wouldn't get performances like McAvoy. You know, so.
Right.
Well, and for me, I'm going to say go with unknowns because the one that stuck out in this movie was Ant. This was his second role.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Good for
That's the
that
only
kid.
reason, that's the only reason I wanted to ask that question because the one that stuck out the most was the unknown actor. I knew all the other actors in this movie. And of course, you know what to expect with McAvoy because you see
Yeah.
Split.
Right.
So
That's my boy.
we'll go ahead and rate the movies. You know, go ahead and get into the shit either you liked or disliked and rate both movies.
Finally,
obviously.
versus.
So go ahead and rate both movies, and I'm gonna go to JR first.
Fuck. All right. So the thing I didn't like, and this is my massive critique of when America decides to remake an international film, we always have the fucking happy endings. I'm sorry, I don't want a happy ending because what you ended up doing, you had the 20 and 25 minutes to the film, which is Rick's point of film was too long because it was all about. Now think about this. These they decided to go back into the house. I would have took that car and found a way out. But no, we're gonna stop the car. We're all gonna get out and run back into the house. Then when we get to kill off the dude with the hammer, which once again, dude, you came in with freaking wield a hammer. Which we do the comparison. All right, so we're good to
Yeah,
compare.
go
All right. So, which is why I liked the Bjorn character more, because he was so weak to the point where he had the opportunities to stand up to my God, Patrick. He shut down every time. He got punched in the face when he tried to grab his keys, and he just stood there. I mean, meanwhile, your wife's getting choked out in the back, and your daughter's getting her, tongue cut off, and they're just sitting there. But I think that's what I like about the original so much more is the fact that the hopelessness that we're giving up compared to here we go, America. Let's make them fight for their lives, which
Right.
I knew they were going to do that before the ending even was coming around. I knew, all right, they're gonna fight and they're gonna kill off the bad guys because this is what happens when the American film industries remake foreign films. But there were a lot of differences in the film. For example, in the original, Bjorn's the one that finds the rabbit. Patrick calls him a hero to do it. And this one, Patrick finds the rabbit and goes, okay, come on a scooter ride with me. Once again, what the fuck is wrong with these parents that you're going to let a stranger take your daughter on a scooter ride? Which opens up another reason why they were picked as the next victims. Because they were so easy to, here, take my daughter, do whatever you want. Oh, by the way, you're gonna have a stranger come, babysit who's, from Syria and, who
That's a good show. That's a good show. You're right.
I mean,
You're absolutely right about that.
All these things led to believe they really don't give a shit about their daughter because they're trying to fix their marriage.
Every decision was horrible.
Which is once again the difference of this one compared to the 2022. They sexualized this one. This whole thing was about the sexual frustration on top of Patrick feeling like he wasn't a man. Whereas the other one, remember when they left the house and they came back? Well, what did Patrick say? Was I a bad host? Did I do something wrong? He was more believable as a villain and more convincing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking anything away from, McAvoy because we know what to expect from McAvoy. But this guy, for me, I liked him as a better villain because he just felt more believable. He felt more genuine to me.
And the fact that know him,
and the fact that both the characters, Karina and the guy who played Patrick, actually went to theater. They were actually in theater school, and he's like one of the best actors in the Netherlands. So we don't know this because we don't see
one?
it. But
who?
The guy who plays Patrick in the original.
In the original, okay.
Yeah, he's one of the most decorated
Mm-hmm.
actors over there. He was so convincing in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And for as far as the other differences in this one, you had the scene where they go to dinner, and in the original, Patrick goes, "Oh, somebody had fun." He goes, "Oh, you want me to split the bill?" Yeah, he gives him the bill, and he goes, "Thanks," and he leaves.
Yeah.
And in this
Yeah.
one, Patrick goes, "Hey, I'll pay for it." I mean, Ben goes, "I'll pay for it." Oh, thank you. So there was like a lot little differences that I kind of appreciated more in the original.
Yeah.
As far as the original, I'm gonna rate the original 4.5 because I just think the acting was good, and that last. I mean, this goes back to Rick's point. An hour and 30 minutes, and you left more of an impact in that time.
That's all you need, brother.
More disturbance of a film in that time.
Same.
2024, you add another 25 minutes of them fucking hold up in a house. Now, mind you, who the fuck goes, "Oh, let's go to the loft to escape," where there's windows in the first floor?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in the remake made it seem like these, not only are they bad parents, but they're dumb as fuck when it's time to escape. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be the villain in this one. And I don't know you. I'm trying to get my family out.
Yep.
Swim to the shore. I'll call the cops. I'll call somebody to come at you and help you. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man.
Damn.
You guys, you know, you
I
guys in this
think they did
situation-
that so they could not make Ben a complete total wuss.
Listen,
Or, you know,
that-
Yeah.
He needed
His-
some kind
that
of
was his
moment.
one moment.
Yeah,
Yeah, he chose the wrong time.
because you're right. When he swung at my board with the hammer, it reminded me of Flyboy from Dawn of the Dead, the original. When he swung the hammer, completely missed a zombie,
Yeah.
and falls over, and the guy.
Yeah, but for me, it's just like the remake went too much to the American culture of film, where we need a reason. It does, like Rick said, the sex thing. That for me, that took away a little bit too much of the film. I like the ambiguity of the original compared to
Yes.
the too much info
That's
of
the
the
word.
remake. So if I
That's
was to
the
do
word
the
right there.
remake, I would do the remake. I would say 3.5 on the remake, 4.5 on the original.
All right, Lexi.
I saw this backwards. I didn't even know there was a remake. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I really liked it because I thought it was the original story, the 2024 version. And then when I heard that just 2 years prior, this one was the 22 was made, I was like, what? So I saw it backwards, and I liked both of them. I'm a huge fan of McAvoy, so call me biased, but for me, I would rate both of them 4 because there's been so many films that we've watched that especially me and JR talk about it all the time on What's Your Story? What would have been different if we saw the ending this way, or like just 2 ways of seeing it. I like that one film was horrible, ended sad, like The Mist and Mama and all the other ones that have sad endings. However, 2024 ended the way that like I would want, because they fought for their kid a lot more. I'm that person. I'm the mom that would like go hands down and for my kids. And I like that they saved Aunt because that's just human nature. You should just save the child. And I get you. I hear you, JR. So that's why I laughed. I was like, you right, but yeah, I thought they did did the right thing. But my child does come before Aunt. Sorry, like if that's mine's first. But yeah, I rate them both 4s because I like both ways. But there's definitely nitpicking on each end. That the parents were just weak, and especially the fathers in each film. Ben, right?
Yeah.
Ben's a new
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Bjorn's
Right.
in the original.
Bjorn, that's right. They both sucked, especially the fathers. The mothers as well, but I felt like the mother in 2024 was a lot stronger and fought back a lot more, and that's what I can relate to because I would go hands down for my daughter and Bun Bun. Okay. But yeah, I like them both. I like that we got a view of it ended horribly in 2022, which I liked a lot better because we're here as Horror Fiend TV. That's what we want to see, is the horror and things. Whereas 2024, okay, cool, that ended nicely. I'm glad that we got to see a different view. So, it's like a 2-way street, and I like that we saw a happy and a sad ending. But because there's, like I said, many films that we wish that left us, questioning things and wish that, well, what if they would have done this and it would have went this way, and how different could it have been? So I like that we saw both. But however, the 2022 one, and it hurts me to say it because I am a big, massive fan of McAvoy, but 2022 was better.
Radar?
Yeah, I think JR, I mean, talked about it, but this is the two movies to perfectly show the differences between like European and American culture, because the original shows you how kind of Europeans take their filmmaking and their storytelling when it comes to the horror aspect, especially with the end. They love the bleakness and they love saying something about like people, about certain groups of people, and really diving into that. Whereas the American one's like, yeah, we do want people to have a happy ending, and we want to zhuzh it up with some action. And so it's the dichotomy between the two is so interesting. And Rick nailed it on the head. I say this time and time again. If it's over 90 minutes, it's too damn long. It's too damn long. Horror does not have to be over 90 minutes. Don't fucking make a 2-hour goddamn horror movie.
I'm looking at you, Demi Leone.
I texted when I went to start it. I texted Rick, ugh. And he's like, what? I'm like, the movie's an hour, and I think I said how long it was. He's like, what? And then I'm like, I gotta watch it. And I'm like sitting here like,
You fucking ruined my night with
that.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Radar.
No, you're good. But the dichotomy is so interesting between them, and it's interesting to take a look at it, because I will watch the remake again.
Yeah.
I will never watch the original, probably ever again, because that's just how European horror movies are. It's super bleak, it's brutal, but it sticks with you for the rest of your life. I watched 3 French horror films I'd never seen before last year, and every single one of them I think about it almost daily. And I will never watch any of those again.
We love the French.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the French know how to do it right.
Yeah.
So that's just how they do things. So it's an interesting dichotomy to see that between the two cultures. I think I would give the original 4.5, and then the remake of 4. Again, James McAvoy, fantastic. My dude, you did not have to get that swole for this role. Oh my fucking God. The first comment I had when my wife and I were watching this movie is 2 minutes in, when fucking he walks over like a goddamn gorilla because his muscles are too big, and he takes off his shirt. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But
Shit, I said, Daddy.
I was like, oh my
Poppy.
And then Ben looks at his wife. You want to have a beer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, you're right, because he was looking at them. They're having a good time, and they're over here all mundane. He's like, "You want to have a beer? No, it's too early.
It's too early. What the fuck is you're on vacation?
We're on vacation,
Exactly.
man. I'd be at Comic-Con. Joe knows, cracking open a beer at fucking 11 o'clock in the morning.
I think I made you do a shot on one of the
Oh
mornings.
my
So
God.
yes.
we were in Orlando one time at Island of Adventures at 9:30 in the morning, drinking a pina colada, man.
Yeah, you're on
That's
vacation.
We did one ride, and I'm like, you guys want that spot? We got the pina colada. They're like, yes. We didn't even. We just kept walking by a ride.
Yeah.
Screw you kids. We're gonna go get a drink right now.
Drink.
All right, Rick.
Yeah, man. So real quick, my scores: 4.5, 4.5 for the original. I fucking loved it. I saw it twice, man. I know Radar said I would never see it again. Going into it again, I went in with so much trepidation, knowing what to expect. I'm like, oh no, all right, I gotta watch it. So I sat through it, and even the second time when I watched it, what I liked about this one as compared to the remake is the way, for example, when the doctor scene, when they're at the dinner, and he mentions something, and and Luis is like, oh, you're a doctor? And he goes, yes, right? But then he says, yes, no, really. So he brushed it off like, no, I'm joking, but he quickly moved to the next subject. So if you go back and watch it, he did say, no, I'm not really a doctor. He said it, but they didn't pick up on it.
Very seldom.
Yes, he quickly moved away from that. So later on when it comes again, it was like, no, I just said that because, make an impression, whatever. But I was like, wow, it was in the dialogue. So to me, I think the script was a lot tighter in the original, because they made sure they had everything connected perfectly, so things made sense. Because in the remake, they did the same thing. Are you a doctor? Yeah, but then he just kept going like he really was a fucking doctor. But again, that goes into the twist later when he says, I'm just fucking with you, you know. But I love that. And the parallels, like when they're scolding the dad, right? When he was, you know, yelling at his kid and stuff like that. When the dancing part, then the mother runs off, and you know Bjorn goes to help her. You know, he goes to console her. Then the daughter follows, and then she turns around and starts yelling at her, "Get out of here!" Blah, blah, blah. Like, wait a minute, you just told the dad not to scold their kid, but you're over here yelling at her. She's trying to check up on you. So it's like, okay, you're being a little bit of a hypocrite here. So again, that goes into my thing where, yes, you know, Patrick and Corinne were fucking weird. You know, they were inconsiderate. Very, you know, they were out there, but they weren't doing nothing necessarily that's going to point red flags as far as their behavior. That, you know, that they got something.
Until the daughter was in the bed.
Oh yeah.
That's
the one thing I would say when they found the daughter. But then again, what did she say? But she's crying, and you guys are not paying attention because they were having sex.
Finally.
So yeah.
About damn time.
Yeah, that's
It was
true.
quick too. Go more like.
But yeah, you know, that's the thing, man. Like with the new one, what Blumhouse. It's the Blumhouse effect, man. When I saw it was Blumhouse, I'm like, oh no, I don't think they're gonna keep this ending intact. But then the movie starts going beat for beat. Okay, maybe they will, you know. And then they got Mackenzie Davis. I'm like, I didn't know she was in it. I haven't seen her since like Black Mirror, I think. And I'm like, is she really gonna take the rocks to the fucking grill piece like that? Holy shit! But then it's like a video game when you play it, and you play it once and you get an ending. You want to play it again, but you'll make one different choice along the way, and it completely changes the rest of the narrative. And that's what this remake felt like to me. Somewhere along the lines, it became its own movie. And like I forgot who mentioned it, but I think it was JR. Yes, what they did, they Americanized it. They made it an action movie, an action thriller at the end. That's when a lot of plot holes came in. People making dumb decisions, like they should have ran out. Why are they running inside? All this is for like added tension because they don't think American audiences want to sit through a depressing movie at the end, which sucks. And that's what killed me on that. But I still like the remake because it was well made, and they did take liberties to make it their own in a sense. They added more depth to some of the characters, and McAvoy was great. I can't say nothing bad about him. And Mackenzie Davis to me was an improvement over the original Louise actress. Wasn't a fan of her character at all. I found her more annoying than Corinne, honestly, in the original movie.
Right.
So
Fair.
that's why I give this a strong 4 for the remake. 4.5, very close to a fucking 5, because I saw it twice and I loved it even more the second time. Depressing ending and all. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Can I just say something real quick to jump off? I'm sorry, Joe. Jump off. All right, so you guys mentioned the scene where she wakes up and she finds Agnes in the bed while basically Patrick is butt naked.
So wait a minute, that was Patrick in the original.
That was Patrick.
Right.
In the original, in the remake, it's the couple, both of them.
Yes.
No, both of them were in there. No, she was in the bed also.
In the
No,
remake,
she was in the bed also in
Yeah, she was
the
in the
in the
only
original.
difference is in the original he was butt naked, and the remake McAvoy had his underwear on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even just to show you the difference between the original and the American one was when she grabs Agnes, brings her to the room, let's get out of here, and then the conversation comes up. Agnes was, sleeping and you were butt naked. And then the fact that they kept it short. She was crying. Where were you when she was crying? Where were you? And then she apologized, scene ended. In the remake, they brought it up again, and what did they do? What they always do in American films is they overextend the scenes. Where, we had a daughter, so now they're explaining this whole thing, which did not need to be
why?
explained.
Because American audiences are dumb.
Yeah.
They had to add unnecessary story where it wasn't needed. Where the original hit its point, being questioning her as a mother, that's it. This one had to turn a sob story to add to the reason they do what they do, which is, for me, that scene completely pissed me off.
Another thing before we move on, the music in the original was so ominous. That sense of dread that kept pulsating into your fucking eardrums, bro. It made you anticipate and fear what is gonna come next. The remake, Hollywood soundtrack. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before I give mine, to see if there's any more comments.
Yeah,
any more
sure,
comments before we
Joe.
close it
Yeah,
up?
couple. All right,
At least 2.
Here we go. Original All Day by Killjoy Jake, but I didn't hate the remake. That's how I feel about it. I don't hate
Yeah.
the remake. I don't. I give it
Exactly.
a 4. A 4 is a good rating. P Rockzilla, I'm going to move overseas and invite random families over and be creepy in front of them. Hey, you know what? You'll do it. Oh, wait a minute.
You'll do it.
Uh-oh.
Radar.
Hey,
What are you know what? I was gonna
You're
ask.
waiting.
See,
Yeah, I
this
wanna
is why
know.
to raise my man. Yeah, I was gonna ask Radar. What foreign films you talking about? Go.
Yeah.
You
So
said
what,
French,
it's-
right.
What
What?
up, DeRay? What up, DeRay? Thank you for showing up, brother.
Right.
Alright,
so what, it was-
the French films. I'm assuming he's a
Right. Yeah. So of course, Speak No Evil was the first one because that's what we talked about. But the 3 French films were Martyrs.
Fucking awesome, man.
Oh yeah, A l'Intérieur, aka Inside,
Thank
and
you.
and then
Inside. Is
Calvaire.
fucking shit.
which I don't know if you've seen Calvaire. That's a good one too.
I haven't seen that one. What's that called?
Calvaire.
Nah, send me that link, son. Not now, obviously.
It's a good one. It's a good one too.
Where's the
Of course.
streaming at? Where's the streaming? Is it streaming?
I think it might be on Shudder, still. So we're checking it out. But those are the
Cool.
3 French, and
From those
goddamn,
movies, that's the only one that I didn't see. So yeah.
yeah.
That's the new French extremity.
By the way, Inside was it was the 3rd episode I've ever did of Horror Fiend Drive-In Theater, I think.
Oh, there you
Dang,
go.
I felt like ages ago. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, that movie's so good.
Oh,
But
brutal. Whew.
yeah, there's a reason I'm not gonna watch it again.
Yeah, that movie. If you haven't seen Inside, whew. It's
Ooh,
good, it's
buddy.
good.
Too.
Listen, I don't put a lot of foreign movies in my Horror Fiend Drive-In Theater. That one made the list for a reason.
That one.
Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Well, for me, for the remake, I'm gonna give that one a 3.5. My thing is, as Radar had said, I think McAvoy being so built, it just try to make that the character was more physically intimidating, whereas I said Patty was physically intimidated, yeah, and Patrick was not so much. You know, he was an average guy.
Just regular dude.
He's a regular dude.
Regular dude.
For the 2002, I'm sorry, the 2022. I'm gonna do that. It's funny the other guys did this, but I'm gonna give it a 4.75. I was kind of annoyed a little bit with the Louise character myself, but then, you know, there are people like that, and what I appreciate, because again, as JR said, these people are well known in their country, not to us. So it was like watching a intimate, private, you know, like movie with these couples that just went really fucked up, you know, and that's what I liked about it. And, you know, again, I mean, I cover quite a the French stuff. I'm a fan of the grim ending. The music was much better in it because, you know, I'm sitting there, I was fucking singing Eternal Flame while the movie's going on. So I was actually singing along. I should not be singing along while I'm trying to watch a horror movie, you know. Yeah,
facts.
And the other part that was I was watching it is if McAvoy had not put on so much weight, looks wise, he could have played the Bjorn character.
Oh yeah.
Because if you look at him, I'm like, it's funny that they went with this route. When
Imagine
I would have put him in
McAvoy
this
from
role.
Wanted in this role. The way,
Oh, there you go.
yeah, a little older,
Well,
obviously, but yeah.
But I mean, like for me, I would like because I mean, I've seen McAvoy be imposing, but if he would have played, you know, him would have been Ben in the Bjorn role because for me they looked alike. It would have you would have seen a different.
He could play any character.
He
put
can.
To
Michael-
touch on what you're saying, Joe, I
Truly.
felt like, and like I said, I love McAvoy, but I felt reminded of Split so much with his character, and I did not like that. And I was like, really, you had to go that route? And then when he's shirts off and he's showing every 80,000 muscles,
Radar.
it reminded me of the Beast. The Beast from
Too
Split,
ripped.
and I was like, no,
Oh,
don't
I
bring
thought
out
you
the Beast and Split. So okay, But
Yes.
Born.
Oh,
was,
this
Beyond,
right
or
here.
whatever his
This
name
is
is way better.
Jeray says, "Thanks. I haven't seen Clubber."
That's
Oh, wait.
it's Calvert.
Okay, he
Calavera,
did spell it. Okay, who? There we go. Yeah.
It's a 2024 film. It's a psychological thriller.
Oh, it's new. It's a new film.
Oh no,
2024.
2004.
Oh, there's a 2024 one. I don't know if it's a
Oh.
remake.
Oh,
There's another
2004 then. 2004, Derry.
Alright.
That's the one to go after. 2004, aka The Ordeal.
But yeah, that's why I had asked you guys about if they're gonna do a remake going with unknown actors, because for me the highlight of the remake was the little boy who, you know, basically he put his heart and soul into this role, because at the end when you're watching him and you realize he's saved and you're slowly seeing the eyes just filling up with, you know, tears, and they well.
You're right.
Like I'm sitting there and I looked up, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This was his second role. So he's the only unknown in this movie?
Hey, you know how hard it is to act without dialogue, just by facial
Yeah.
expressions
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
mannerisms?
saying.
Yeah.
You're right, Joe.
kicked
You're right.
ass.
Yeah.
All the other ones, I've seen all the other ones in the movies. And when you do a character, like, you know, as Alexi was saying, that reminds you of the Beast, of Split, it's you can sometimes not see the character they're supposed to be playing, you know, but the bulk of the muscle just made the character too physically imposing, you know. So, and the other thing with the other one, you're left with, oh, fuck, they're gonna kill another family after this.
Yeah.
Oh my
Whereas
God, yes,
the remake,
yes.
it's done.
Yeah.
Like with the other one, you are left with,
Dude,
Agnes is
thank
gonna
you. That's a
die.
great
That's
shout.
what sticks with you.
That
yes,
sticks in your craw, man. You're
yes,
right. Good
Agnes is
shout.
gonna die. They're gonna go after another family. Nobody's
Right.
gonna be stopping these. You know why? Because he doesn't look like the fucking Incredible Hulk. The guy looks like a normal person.
Right.
Now, if I will tell you this, if Patrick invited me, my dumbass would have said yes. If Patty invited me, my horny side might have been like, okay, but my logical side said, fuck no, I'm not going in the house with staying you in the woods. I already have an issue about staying in a fucking cabin. I'm gonna stay with a man who's like twice my muscle size and can break me in half. That answer is no. I'm not. Thank you for the invitation. I'm not coming over. So with that, Rick, take us home, my brother.
All right, thank you everyone for joining us on this live stream. We got sneaking in Joe. You'll be dead. Listen, if Joe's dead, I'll be obliterated. So, all right, everyone, thank you for joining us on this live stream. We are back next week. Joe, what we got cooking for next week, brother?
He stubbed his toe.
We are.